and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a brand new pick a card reading, and this one is all about the next chapter of your love life. So if you're curious what you can expect happening in your love life through this next chapter, the chapter that you are manifesting and calling in, then you came to the right place. What we do here is we use the tarot cards and the oracle cards to bring you information that's for your highest good, that is channeled through spirit and your guides and angels of 100% pure white light. They come through to bring messages for you, again, for your highest good. So in this video, I have 4 different groups in front of me, and you're gonna use your intuition to choose one of these 4 groups, whichever one calls to you the most. Sometimes your intuition may call you towards multiple groups, and that just means that there's multiple messages for you in today's video. So you'd go ahead and tune into all the ones that your intuition calls you towards. However, most of the time, there's going to be one that stands out amongst the rest, and of course, that is the one that is going to be the most relevant for you. All of us have an intuition. It is known as our 6th sense. Everyone has it. We are all born with it, and it permeates time, space, and reality, and it can feel energies. That's what your 6th sense is. It can sense energy. And of course, there's going to be different energies and themes within each of these groups. So whichever one your intuition calls you towards, that's because that group resonates with your energy, and that's why it's accurate. That's why it can reveal exactly what's going to happen for you, because again, you can feel the energy and your energy is resonating with that group, and your intuition is what taps into energy. It can read energy. So that is the way that these videos work. That is why they're so accurate. And your intuition can speak to you in multiple different ways. Again, since it reads energy, it speaks through multiple different forms and languages, and it speaks through all the senses, which is why there's so many different ways of using your intuition or your psychic senses, because it literally speaks to you through any sort of physical sense, whether that be your emotions, your feeling, your eyesight, even your taste, your smell, your touch, all the things. So anyway, a few different ways that I like to tap into my intuition for these videos is I either like to visually look at the groups and see which one is just standing out amongst the rest. Sometimes your intuition will speak to you through your visual eyesight. So perhaps when you saw the thumbnail or when you clicked on this video, there might have been one group that just sort of pulls you in, it magnetizes towards you. You just feel an unexplainable call towards it. That's your intuition. That is known as your 6th sense. And that is the way that your intuition may be speaking to you right now. So if you do have that, then of course there's timestamps linked down below where you can easily navigate through this video and skip right ahead to your personal prediction all about the next chapter of your love life. Or if visually tapping into the groups is not really working for you, another thing that I love to use is I like to use my hand and I just gently hold it over each of the piles, just sort of sensing what I feel in that group. And maybe there's one that again is going to stand out amongst the rest. Maybe there's one that's going to give you a hot or cold sensation, or it's just going to give you a totally different sensation. So that is you using your intuition through your hand, feeling the energies that you feel through your body, and then sensing that way. So that's another way that you can tap into your intuition for this video. And that is those 2 different methods, the top 2 methods that I really like to use whenever I go into these videos and need to tap into my intuition. But you can take all the time that you need. You can even pause the video if you would like, in order to take all the time to figure out your group. Then once you have it figured out, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can easily navigate to your personal prediction. If you like to choose with crystals, which I know some of you guys like to choose with crystals, and you like to get a close-up of them. If that is you, then we'll do a little close-up of each of the crystals for you. So over on group number 1, we have this beautiful piece of copper. So if you find yourself drawn to group number 1 or to the copper piece, then that is going to be your pile. Group number 2, we have this beautiful shell. So it's not really a crystal, it's actually a shell. But this is for group number 2. So if you find yourself drawn to this one, then that is going to be your group. Then over on, excuse me, group number 3, we have this beautiful piece of malachite. So if you find yourself drawn to the malachite or to group number 3, then that's going to be your pile. And then group number 4, we have this beautiful amethyst. So if you find yourself drawn to group 4 or the amethyst, then that is going to be your group. So those are the different pile options that we have. Again, you can take all the time that you need, even pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that is resonating with you the most, that you're the most drawn towards or called towards. There's timestamps linked down below, and I will see you in your reading. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right back into it. All right, my group number ones, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so beginning with your Astro Dice, let's see, my group ones, what we get for you. So we have the South Node in Aquarius in the first house. Ooh, South Node is usually indicating our past or someone from the past or something from our past or even healing our past. It can be all those different types of things. So the next chapter of your love life is going to be, what I feel is healing your past, but also there could be, like, I'm getting the sense of either forgiveness, closure, letting go, being able to heal. For some of you, you may even be returning to a past relationship, or maybe if you recently had a falling out with somebody, maybe there's going to be like a forgiveness, understanding, getting back together type of thing. Or at the very least, it is helping you close out the past and heal the past so that you can move forward. But I really feel like, since we have the first house coming up here as well, there's something here with you. Either you are like, oh, I want to forgive somebody, or I want closure, or I want to let this go, or I need personal healing in order to heal myself. Or there could even be this realization that you desire to put yourself more first. Like maybe in the past, if we've been walked all over, or if we've been hurt because of a lack of boundaries or a lack of personal kind of, personal boundaries, I guess. If there's been a lack of that in the past, I really see that you are healing that and renewing yourself and refinding yourself. So if you found that in the past you were like kind of losing yourself in relationships, because this could also be another thing. If you have not had a falling out, or if going back to the past just does not sound even remotely relevant for you, another thing that this could indicate is refinding yourself, especially if you have the tendency to lose yourself in a relationship. If you have the tendency to put yourself on the back burner and lose yourself, you are on a rediscovery journey of you and how to reinvigorate being you in a relationship. And Aquarius, I'm really like focused on the symbol of Aquarius that popped up right here, because the symbol of Aquarius is like these two kind of like water waves that are kind of in harmony with each other. And so something that I'm just feeling for you, which this doesn't really have much to do with Aquarius, but it's kind of like being in harmony. Like I'm seeing you being in harmony in a relationship and no longer kind of sacrificing yourself, no longer putting yourself on the back burner or feeling like you need to lose yourself or change yourself. Like I really just feel like you're on this rediscovery journey, and it's going to be very healing for you. So I'm definitely seeing like healing from the past. Okay. Healing from the past. Rediscovery journey, reinvigorating yourself so that you're not going to lose yourself in your love life. The next chapter is more about putting yourself first and realizing that your wants, your needs, and your desires are very important, even when you're in a relationship. So that is something that you're really noticing, is like, my wants, needs, and desires are very important in a relationship. We also have temperance. Yes. So moderation and balance. The thing about temperance is about balance and being able to mix two things at the same time and have them actually mix together without feeling like you need to kind of transform one another. Like the idea of temperance is sort of alchemy, where we can figure out a way to mix oil and water. Or let's say in a relationship, if you tended to feel watered down, or if your self-image, or if, again, you maybe felt like you lost yourself in the past, you're on this journey of rediscovering yourself, really finding yourself in a relationship, healing the past so that you can feel like you are actually being put first. All of us, when we're in a relationship, we want to feel like we're being put first rather than just like sort of, just on the back burner for somebody or not in somebody's forefront of their mind, whatever. It's like you're really putting yourself first and you're finding ways to actually be yourself while being in a relationship and having that balance and being able to mix, being able to find ways to mix. I'm also hearing like if any of you had struggles in a relationship, or If there needs to be some sort of forgiveness or some sort of like figuring out from a past situation, like figuring something out, figuring out ways to blend together better, figuring out ways to balance better, figuring out ways to kind of make each other seen and heard and felt, and all of these things. I'm really seeing that coming in as well. And being able to both pour equally into the relationship. Like that's what's really coming in here. And I feel like there's going to be some innovative ideas that are going to come in, because Aquarius is all about innovation and new ideas, new ways of doing things. So I really also see a lot of like innovation between you and somebody else here. We also have Three of Cups. So learning how to have fun, to celebrate each other, happiness, especially because, you know, this card showed up in the reverse position. And something that I'm feeling is perhaps we were putting our happiness aside in order to balance the relationship, but I feel like we're realizing that that doesn't really balance a relationship. So we're like, wait a second, we need to come back to the drawing board of like really kind of creating much better balance. Also, friends might be some sort of, they might play a part in this in some way, shape, or form, because Three of Cups can represent friendships. It can also represent people celebrating us having time for celebration, us having time for happiness, us having time to do the things that we like to do. This is like being joyful and still maybe dating each other. So like when it's reversed, maybe there's this notion of like, are we even having fun together? Are we still dating each other? Are we still loving each other? Are we still kind of, you know, making plans to do fun things together, especially if you're still in a relationship? Maybe it's like, oh, well, we used to, right? The past, we used to always go out together. We used to always have fun together. Where did that go? Or perhaps there's something here with like communication, or again, just being happy, that is, maybe we're needing to focus on it more in this next chapter. It's like, I need more balance. Or another aspect that this can be read, this is a general reading, so I point out all the different things that I see. There could also be an imbalance where it's too casual and we're wanting something more serious, more equal, more balanced. So that could also be another aspect of this. Maybe things have been too casual. Maybe we're wanting things to be a little bit more serious, more in-depth, more evoking of fun, kind of loving, dating, romantic, committed energies. We also have the Tower showing up in the reverse position, which I actually love this card in the reverse position because it talks about rebuilding. Where there was an unsteady foundation, the Tower reversed is rebuilding so that we do have a steady foundation. So this next chapter for you is rebuilding so that we feel more steady, we feel more stable, we feel more reassured, we feel more grounded and more safe, right? We also have, we have the Nine of Cups showing up as well. I love this card and I love that it came up for you. So this is where we get a wish. This is where we feel really fulfilled and really happy. Where we reach a place of like internal fulfillment and satisfaction. It's when we feel like we're being heard, we're being listened to, the things that we're asking for are happening. The things that we've been wanting are happening. It's like really starting to fill your cup. Whereas over here, it's kind of like we're getting drained a little bit. This was draining. This was not feeling that great. This is like really positive. It's interesting that we have two cup cards here. Then we have two major arcanas, and this one also is all about water and cups and things like that. I'm really feeling like there's some emotions that want to be let out. There's emotions that want to be let out. And in this next chapter, it's really inviting you to have those moments of emotional release, but doing so from a compassionate place, because Temperance doesn't just let out the emotions to dump them, right? Of course, we are letting it all pour out. Temperance is like, we're letting it all pour out, but we're doing it. Look at this rainbow. We're doing it from a place of compassion, and look how they're both pouring out. So we're doing it from a place of like, I also want to hear, I also want to understand you, right? So it's not just about us. It's like, it's the equilibrium of I want to understand you. Let's both really pour all of this out. Let's both reach an understanding. Let's both figure out a way where we can figure out our emotions. And look at how the emotions are pouring into the same well of water, the same body of water. It's kind of like getting on the same page, getting onto the same page as each other by pouring out and really allowing your emotions to be seen, be heard, and all of this. So let's go ahead and dive into this deck next to see what else we get here for you. I feel like that card wants to come out. Calling in your soulmate. Calling in your soulmate. I feel like you're really ready for just like some next level love. And this next chapter is taking you to the next level. It's like it's really opening your heart. So whether you're in a relationship or not, this next chapter is opening your heart, saying, okay, I know what I want. I know what I need. This is what it looks like, and I'm committing to that vision. And it's like you're really up-leveling the standard of this next chapter of your love life, because you're like, I want something great. I want something grand. I want something expansive. And so if you're in a relationship, I see that relationship becoming so much closer, so much better. If you are not in a relationship and you're currently single and this is about healing your past in order to like move forward, I really see that you're putting yourself first, but you're realizing like, I want my soulmate. I don't want somebody who I feel walked all over by. I don't want somebody who, you know, is on a different page than me. It's like, I know what I want now and I'm ready for it. So there's all of that sort of energy. Spirit also wants to talk about, for those of you that are in any sort of separation right now, like let's say that there was a falling out, or let's say that you're thinking about getting back together with somebody from your past, that is also something that might come into play. So for those of you, and this only applies for those of you that are in some form of separation, okay? Because Spirit just wants to talk to those of you who are in that kind of situation right now. You'll be given the chance to decide whether or not this relationship is worth pursuing further, whether or not you want to come back together. So I feel like you're going to have certain standards, and it's depending on how these conversations go and how you feel about them, whether or not you're going to get back together. Okay. So I do feel, for those of you that are in some form of kind of like mini separation right now, there's going to be a chance for you two to get back together again. It's going to really be up to you. These are general readings. So, I kind of keep them a little bit more broad because Spirit also is just telling me right now it's going to go different directions for pretty much all of you who are in this kind of situation. There's some of you that will be getting back together, and then there's some of you that are just like, you know what? I really feel like I'm ready for my soulmate, and I'm ready for my person who's like on the exact same page as me. And maybe you're not going to be on the same page as your person. But again, it's going to go in different directions for either of you, because there's also some of you where I do see you guys being like, you know what, this is totally worth it. And like, we're on the same page now and we're going to get back together. So I'm feeling like a little bit of a mix there. But again, this is only applying for those of you that are in some form of separation at the moment. So let's see what else we get here for you, my group ones, all about the next chapter of your love life. Let's see what we get here. We also have maturity coming through. Being able to have conversations from a much more mature, much more understanding place and space. You know, it's interesting. I really feel like both of you, since like half the leaves have fallen off of this, like there's this sense of like being able to shed and open up about feelings and talk about feelings from a much more mature place, which is going to be so much more relieving and better. And I'm almost, okay, another thing that I'm getting here is that there may even be a pause where we're not really talking about the issues. So for those of you that are in a relationship and the relationship is still kind of going and all of that, the separation card and maturity is making me feel like there's going to be this sort of mature way of approaching the things that you need to talk about, and approaching them from a place of like, let me just like, you know, ruminate on my thoughts first. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me approach it from a place of maturity and compassion. Sometimes we just need like a cool down moment. And I feel like that is coming in, like this ability to kind of just take time for you and be like, you know what? Let me think about what I want to say. Let me think about what these issues are. Let me think about maybe what I desire, and let me approach it from like a clear place, from an understanding place of me also wanting to understand, right? So I just feel like there's so much more maturity coming through. And then we also have security as well. So it's like feeling so much more secure in yourself, feeling secure to like talk about your feelings, feeling secure to like hold your own heart. And also there's a sense of security coming through, like in this relationship, like I feel secure to move forward or to let it go. It's like the sense of security, the sense of like, I know that we're gonna reach the right decision. I know that we're gonna build a solid foundation. I love this. I absolutely love this. Okay, I'm also feeling like this card wants to come through. We also have the card of friendship. So I feel like there's a tightening of bond, of understanding each other. And I'm getting, again, a couple different messages. It depends your particular situation. So for those of you that, you know, you're already in a relationship and things like that, I really feel like this understanding is going to bring you so much closer to really bringing in the peace once again of like, you know what? I love you so much. You're like my best friend. And it's like continuing on like that. For those of you that are kind of going your separate ways, I feel like you're doing it from a very mature place where it's just like, you know what? I have so much love for you. I have so much compassion for you. And we're going to maybe go our separate ways, but I love you. And you know, it's great. So again, it's going to apply different for each of you and you're going to know which one is you. Okay. So I don't want some of you guys listening to this and being like, oh my God, am I separating from my partner? No, I love them so much. No, like for those of you that are in a tight bond, I really see you guys staying together. But for those of you that are already feeling this pull apart, already feeling this sort of separation happening, that's where this applies to, okay? Because again, I am getting multiple different layers of messages here for kind of the different energies that I feel tuning into this reading. So again, we're looking at all the different layers of it. So I just want to make that clear. I just want to make that clear. Okay, diving into your next cards here. Let's see what else we get. Let's see what else we get here. Okay, we also have patience coming through. So there's going to be a lot more patience in conversations, being able to have conversations go in a much more clear and understanding and easy way. And let's get one last card here for you. I really feel like it's that one that wants to come out. Self-love is coming through as well. So being able to put yourself first, being able to see your worth. The peacock resembles seeing your worth. So that is what your reading is all about. Your next chapter, you are putting yourself so much more first to the forefront, really understanding that your feelings matter. And this next chapter is about you rebuilding a much more secure, solid, stable foundation. Okay. So whether you're single and that's a solid foundation within yourself and realizing I'm calling in my soulmate, I'm so much more sure of myself. I have so much more solidified boundaries and I know exactly what I want and I know what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept. Like it's that kind of feeling, that kind of self-love and the patience to be like, you know what, I'm willing to wait to find what's right. And then again, for those of you who are in a relationship, I really just see this relationship becoming more secure because of the conversations that you're having, becoming so much more mature and so much more at ease with each other, so much more equal, like really creating equilibrium between you both rather than feeling like one person's maybe forgotten about or not seen or all these other things. It's like really putting each other first. So that is what we have here. My beautiful group number ones, thank you so much for joining me here for today's video all about the next chapter of your love life. I'm sending you all so much love and until next time, bye. All right, my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the next chapter of your love life. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so beginning here with your Astro Dice, let's see what we get for you all about that next chapter of your love life. So we have the 6th house, Pluto in Gemini. Ooh, Pluto is the planet of transformations. And when it's in the 6th house, this is a transformation within your boundaries, within your health and well-being, within balance, within healing. And the 6th house is also about our schedule, our routines, and the way we show up to be of service to another person. So in your love life, ooh, the fact that we have Gemini here too, Ooh, transformation. This is about balance in your love life. Balance when it comes to like your day-to-day chores. Like I feel like those of you who chose this pile, you might either already be in a really committed relationship, like a marriage or something like this, where you're handling different chores together, different responsibilities, and Pluto is coming here to transform. Pluto is signifying that there's going to be a transformation in responsibilities, in how you divvy up your time, your bills, your finances, your routines, your responsibilities, all these different types of things. And Gemini is helping us create a more equal sort of space there. For those of you that are maybe not in a relationship, this is a transformation in really wanting to be healthy, really wanting to focus on health. The sixth house is also very much more of like a committed type of house. So what I'm seeing is like this desire to maybe heal anything from your past, this desire to create balance and find balancing relationships, finding somebody who's on your same page, finding somebody who wants the same things that you want, and being able to create better boundaries for that, being able to value yourself, because the sixth house, I'm really hearing the words value, and I'm also hearing the words of standards. So there's going to be a transformation in your standards and in the way you value yourself, your time, your energy, the people who you go on dates with, things like that. It's like really a transformation in all those types of things, like really raising your standards, raising the bar for your standards, and really wanting somebody who's going to be reciprocative. Okay. Something that just flashed in my mind when I was looking at the six there is the Six of Pentacles. And even though six represents the sixth house in astrology, which is what we've all been talking about here. But for some reason, the Six of Pentacles flashed into my mind, and something that I'm seeing is like not settling for like breadcrumbs, not settling for somebody who's just all wishy-washy on their promises. Like Pluto's here to transform. Pluto's here to like say, hey, I don't want to create the same kind of thing that maybe I've always attracted in the past. So especially if there's been like a pattern in your past where it always seems like we're attracting the same kind of person, or we're attracting the same kind of circumstances, or again, habits or patterns that keep showing up. What I'm seeing is there's going to be this transformation where you are no longer willing to put up for things like that. And Gemini is like the twins. It's like, I want to feel like I have a real partner, not like I'm the one pulling the weight, or not like I'm the one who is handling all the responsibilities and things like that. And we also have the Awakener and Odyssey. So quest, offer, treasure, celebrate, fortify, soar, emerge, and strengthen. So the Awakener, I'm getting this feeling like there's almost been this kind of like wake up call in your life recently of like, you know what? I no longer want to settle for these other things that maybe I've been settling for. It's like this big wake up call. There might have even been a situation in your life recently, especially because this lightning bolt that's coming through. There might have been like a situation in your life recently where it created a big wake up call for you. Like, hey, I want to do some kind of transformation in my love life. I don't want it to be, you know, getting stagnant or getting dull or getting, you know, not as like me getting loose on my boundaries, getting loose bearings, things like that. Maybe there's been this wake up call of like, oh wait, I don't really want it to go in that direction. I want to solidify things. I want to strengthen things. I want to fortify and make it something more, make it something great, being proud of what I am creating. And then Odyssey, there's like this quest. Maybe there's like a big vision that you have for your love life, or maybe there's like some goal that you have in mind, like I want to be living this kind of life. I want to be doing this type of thing. And Odyssey is like the quest to go towards it. And it's also kind of like laying out the foundation and saying, okay, we're here, but we're going to go there. And this bridge is making me feel like this next chapter of your love life is bridging where you are to where you want to go, and finding out all the things that maybe we need to do or say or create, conversations that we need to have, boundaries that we need to create, all these different types of things in order to move into that direction. There could even be something that you need to leave behind in the process, because sometimes, you know, whenever we have a bridge analogy, it can represent leaving something behind. Maybe there's a place that we need to leave behind, or maybe we're trying to bridge the gap because there might be some form of gap in your love life right now. That gap could be either being single, being in a long distance relationship, being somewhere that you don't want to be, such as like living somewhere you don't want to live, or bridging the gap between, again, just current routines, current patterns versus kind of like the ideal vision that you would normally have for your love life. So it's sort of like bridging that gap. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. So my group number 2 is, what else do we have for the next chapter of your love life? Ooh, 4 of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. So first off, whenever we have the 4 of Pentacles showing up, it can indicate that there's something that we are scared of losing, or there might even be a mentality that we're like, hold on a second, maybe that mentality is not serving me in any way, because maybe there's been, like, the 4 of Pentacles resembles a lack mentality, when either we are so scared of losing something, or we're scared of losing control of something, or we even feel like it's almost impossible to get what we want because we feel like there's not enough. This could be the idea like all the good men are already taken, all the good ladies are already taken, or all relationships are always just, you know, they don't last forever. Loving relationships don't last forever. Or it could be, you know, all the types of like lack mentalities or limiting mentalities that we might have. And there's a desire for a transformation, because there's going to be this wake up call of like, you know what? Maybe it's that type of thinking that's been allowing or making me attract that kind of circumstance. Because the 4 of Pentacles is like, whenever we're either fearful of something, scared of losing something, or again, like a lack-based mentality, and we're holding on to something very tightly, or we're scared of losing what we have. It could even be a fear of losing what we have. Maybe we feel like what I have is like really good, and maybe I'm scared of losing it or losing control of it, or maybe I'm scared that it's not going to last forever, or maybe I'm scared that what I want isn't a reality and I won't be able to find it. So I feel like this next chapter is you addressing these emotions that have been keeping you stuck and holding you back in your love life, and there's going to be a transformation. That's why we have Pluto showing up. There's going to be a transformation and a healing, because the 6th house is connected to Virgo, which is also very connected to healing. Queen of Pentacles is when we see our value, because this could also be you not seeing your value, by the way. Hold up a second. That actually ties into the 6th house really well. So there could even be a thing here where in the moment, maybe this could even represent your mentality around yourself. So rather than even your mentality around your love life, maybe there's like people that you're just like interested in, or maybe you're even in a partnership that you enjoy. But the 4 of Pentacles could also be us being insecure about ourselves. Like, am I worthy enough? Am I good enough? There could even be a vision that you have that you desire to manifest, but there might be a concern or a worry like, is the person that I desire even going to want me back? Or am I even good enough to want something like that? And this next chapter for you, Queen of Pentacles, Pluto of transformation, the 6th house showing up. You're going to be on a transformation of realizing your self-worth, up-leveling your self-worth. You could even be working on yourself in some way, shape, or form right now that's going to really pay off. Like perhaps you're doing things where you're just like becoming more successful, becoming more well-rounded, creating goals and commitments for yourself, because Queen of Pentacles, she's about physical action and physical results. So you might be doing things in your life right now that are leading to some sort of physical transformation. So you might be focusing on like eating healthy, or like getting a good exercise routine to kind of like boost your confidence, boost your mood, boost endorphins, do all that. You might even be focused on like really just getting your career underway and focusing on your career, being like, okay, you know what? If I focus on this, maybe it's going to like up level my sense of self-worth or things like that. And let me just point out one thing right now, because I just feel like I have to. Your self-worth should never be tied to anything external. You are worthy of your dreams and goodness and all the things for just being who you are right now. You are already innately worthy. You are already amazing. You don't need to prove yourself externally, but you know, sometimes doing those things is really fun, is really exciting, especially if we desire to have a good career, especially if we desire to like, you know, be really healthy, do all these things, get our life together. That's amazing. But just know that you are so worthy regardless of that. But I am feeling like the things that you're going to desire to do, and it's sort of kind of like bridging the gap. Like there's maybe habits, patterns, things that you desire to let go of. And there's this desire to kind of get to this new vision up here. And the Queen of Pentacles is like, you're really going to be calling in the energy to do that and create that. Okay. Queen of Pentacles can also resemble a person sometimes. I'm getting the feeling for most of you who chose this pile, the Queen of Pentacles is resembling you in this next chapter. You're being much more strong on your boundaries, much more committed to your vision, much more committed to your values, your standards within your own personal life and within your love life. But also the Queen of Pentacles, she can resemble a person. Maybe a person that like, the Queen of Pentacles would resemble somebody who is definitely more like career oriented, but they're also kind of like, they really have their ducks in a row. It's like the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who comes home, cooks a really healthy dinner. They have their values set. They're very committed. They have a clear, strong vision of what they want. They work really hard. They put energy and focus towards their physical well-being, like all that. So yeah, Queen of Pentacles resembles that kind of person. So there could be somebody like that that's coming into your life, or somebody like that that you already know, or again, it could be resembling yourself, which for most of you, I am feeling like this is resembling you. And then we also have Justice coming through as well. So creating more balance, boundaries, balance, laying down the law. Justice is definitely like laying down the law, or even it's about honesty and truth. Desiring to either get the truth, to reveal the truth, to ask all the hard questions that maybe sometimes we're apprehensive on asking because it's like, oh, that's gonna hit to the core. That's gonna really require some truth here. It's like really asking like deep questions, really wanting honesty, really wanting truth. This could also be a commitment to yourself. Like, I just want to be honest and truthful about who I am, because perhaps there was certain insecurities that you've noticed that in the past, maybe it's like we felt like hiding different aspects of ourselves because we were afraid that we wouldn't be accepted for them. But maybe there's almost this new commitment for yourself of like, I just want to be seen for all of who I am. I want to be seen for the truth of who I am. So that way I know whether or not somebody truly loves me for me, and I don't need to stay in the relationship feeling like the Four of Pentacles, where I feel like I need to keep hiding and keep being insecure because I'm not really being fully open. Like, look at how closed off the Four of Pentacles is, right? And perhaps in this next chapter, you're just like, I just want to be me. I want to be accepted for me. And I just want to open up. And the next chapter is like definitely going to liberate you. Like, I'm hearing the words liberation, your values being seen, heard, refined, and defined, which is going to open up new realms, new doors for you in all of this. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for the next chapter of your love life. Communication is going to be a really big thing in honesty. The fact we have Justice and Gemini showing up, communication and honesty is going to be so... These cards literally just came up for the last group. This is crazy. I feel like this is literally the energy of the last group. We're gonna go into, in fact, okay, there we go. That's the energy of the last group showing up. Okay, let's see. Your unique energies, my group twos, the next chapter of your love life. We have religious factors showing up. So this is interesting. The values that you may have been brought up with, or even ways of handling love life situations, because religious factors doesn't always translate to like specifically religion, but it can sometimes I mean, it can also be that. So for some of you, that could be relevant. But it can also indicate that the next chapter of your love life is looking at the values you were brought up with, the ideologies and the programs and the beliefs that you've adopted since growing up. So beliefs could be, again, religious factors, or beliefs could even be like being brought up with the idea like, oh, all men are this way, or all women are this way, or love never really lasts, or maybe we come from a broken family, or we've seen a lot of divorce or separation or things like this, and sometimes it can create beliefs in us that cause us to be really insecure. And perhaps this next chapter of your love life is you also questioning your beliefs, right? Because religion, it's beliefs, but we have beliefs that go beyond just religion and things like that. So this card talks about like core beliefs. But let's see what else we get here. We also have honeymoon coming up. So the way that you're going to find bliss in relationships is, for one, by shifting your beliefs, being more open and honest, being yourself, finding commitment, creating these strong boundaries. And it's going to create so much more harmony in relationships, so much more ease, because of course we feel more at ease when we know like my boundaries have been heard. I've communicated my boundaries. I'm open to communicating more, like being really open with communication, being really open with honesty, all of that. That is how you create bliss in a relationship. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. We also have codependency coming up. So perhaps in the past there was like codependent tendencies, or like your self-worth was tied to what somebody would think of you, right? Four of Pentacles being here as well. Maybe your self-worth was tied to like this person liking you back. Maybe your self-worth was tied to being able to keep somebody around, or, really desiring somebody's commitment even if they didn't want to commit, or just feeling like, I will change in order to stay in this because this is where my self-worth is tied to, or this is, it's kind of like that codependency when our emotions are attached to something. But I really feel like this next chapter for you is like healing, of letting go, of releasing. Maybe there was even somebody that you were tied to that you're kind of just like, I didn't really want to be tied to them, or I don't want to be tied to them anymore, or I don't want my emotions and my self-worth to be tied to this anymore, or all these types of things. So there could be a desire to like break free, have your own sovereignty, have your own freedom back. Let's see what else we get here. We also have caution. I feel like you're going to be so much more aware in the future within your love life, because you're going to be so much more aware of like what to look out for. You're going to be so much more aware of like, because you just have so much more experience. Like I feel like you have so much more experience. So there's this like feeling of stronger boundaries, stronger communication, a stronger sense of self-worth, a stronger sense of balance, of being able to communicate and ask the hard questions. Like that Gemini energy. It's like being able to communicate and have transformative communication and not being worried about having important conversations. It's like, you know what? I'd rather have the truth, because the truth is what sets us free. So I'd rather know the truth now than kind of just wait around hoping that everything is okay without actually communicating about it. So that is coming through here as well. And let's go ahead and dive into any last cards that will come up for you. My group number 2 is about the next chapter of your love life. I definitely see things just getting so much better in terms of your own internal self-worth. We have Pillar showing up for you as well. Yeah, your internal self-worth is really solidifying to build something that's so much more stable, so much more solid. Maybe let's try to get one more card here. Yeah, okay. And then Sacred Sexuality. Ooh, this one is about honoring your self-worth and also honoring like I don't want to, because sexuality can also just deal with intimacy in general. It doesn't always deal with like it's just intimacy in general, right? Intimacy can be, there's so many different forms of intimacy. But I'm really thinking that there's this realization of like, I only want to be intimate if I feel heard, if I feel seen, if I feel respected, if I feel like my voice has been heard. I don't want to be intimate with somebody or get intimate until I can voice things out, reach understanding, create solidity, and create strength, right? It's like, I don't want to open up. It's like being more cautious, being more aware, being more like having your boundaries set, right? And then it's like when our boundaries are respected, when we feel seen, when we feel like we're respecting ourselves and doing all those things, it's so much easier for us to be deep and be intimate. But whereas it's hard to get deep and intimate and be vulnerable and be open when we feel scared or we're worried or we are insecure about certain things, like I really feel like you're going to be able to talk and heal and release and do all of that, which is going to be so much better for you in this next chapter. It's going to be liberating for you. Like truly, like when I look at Justice, I see this energy of liberation coming through and balance and being able to get to the truth of a situation and being able to express your truth, which is again going to be so healing for you. And moving forward, what I'm seeing this leading to is the bridge between where you are now versus where you want to be, and being able to walk through that bridge and saying, okay, this is what I'm now creating. And Queen of Pentacles is like the creation and laying the foundation of commitment, of health, of well-being, of feeling fulfilled and feeling like you can grow from a solid place. And it's like solidifying your vision and knowing that you're making the right choices that lead you there, knowing that the choices that you are making are leading you to the vision of your dreams because you're so committed to that vision and you're committed to doing, you know, what it takes to kind of get to that vision. So that is what I have here for you. My group number 2 is all about the next chapter of your love life. It's definitely going to be healing. It is going to be releasing. It is going to be up-leveling, letting go of old insecurities and all these types of things, which is going to be so powerful. Like Pluto is such a planet of transformation. And one thing that I want to add about Pluto is that whenever Pluto shows up, it can sometimes be hard. Yes, because of course, like we have to face things that maybe we've repressed or maybe we were insecure about, because Pluto always calls us to face the things that we either repressed or we were insecure about. But the amazing thing about Pluto, and why it's one of my favorite aspects, one of my favorite planets, is because the transformation that it creates, it helps us let go of what no longer serves us. But because we let go of something that no longer serves us, it makes room for things that do serve us, and Pluto always brings a new blessing. Once we learn the lesson of Pluto, once we go through it, whatever Pluto is calling us to transform and heal and metamorphosize into, you can think about it like the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, right? Because that's like literally like the depiction of what Pluto does. It puts us through a transformation, right? But the beautiful thing is like that transformation gave the caterpillar wings. It can now fly. And so Pluto always brings a blessing. It always brings a gift through the transformation that you go through. And so the transformation that you're going through in this next chapter is literally going to bring you a gift. And what I'm seeing is this Odyssey. It's you bridging the gap between feeling insecure and feeling like you don't have what you want to all of a sudden being on the path of what you want. And then you're getting to that desire, like this castle on the top, or this is not a castle, this is the Greek, whatever it's called. Anyway, that is resembling the vision that you have of what you really, really want. Kind of like your dream reality. It's like you're finally bridging the gap getting there, right? So Pluto's helping you build that bridge. Pluto's helping you create that transformation. So that is what we have here. My beautiful group number 2s. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time. Bye. All right, my group number 3s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the next chapter of your love life. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so beginning with your Aster dice, let's see the next chapter of your love life. So we have Uranus in Aries in the 3rd house. Ooh, unexpected communication is going to be coming through. Possibly an unexpected event where you're either going to meet somebody. For most of you who chose this group, I must say, for most of you that chose this group, I'm feeling like you are probably single. If you are not single, perhaps there's still going to be some relevant information in here for you. But for the most part, I'm getting single vibes because I am getting the vibes here that you're going to be meeting somebody new, because Uranus in Aries is like a new beginning, a new spark, a new flame. Being in the 3rd house is of communication, networking, meeting somebody, okay? When Uranus is in the third house, it's usually indicating meeting somebody online, usually. However, there could also be some sort of like random event that comes up, or a friend that introduces you to somebody, or just some sort of random meeting. It's going to be random. It's going to be out of the blue, because Uranus is like an out of the blue kind of energy. It's something that's unexpected. It's something that's different, or it's something that you've never really done before. Okay. So it's like going to an event that you're just like, oh, I've never really imagined myself going there before. Or it's sort of like, I've never imagined myself meeting somebody online, but then I did, or you know, something like this. But it's going to be unexpected, and it's like a meeting. There's communication, there's flames, there's a spark, there's all this kind of stuff. Some of you might even be watching this right now where this has already occurred, and you might already be talking to this person, and you're like, ooh, like that kind of just happened, and I'm like curious about where it's going to go, curious about what's going to happen in this next chapter. And what I'm seeing is there's going to be a lot of communication at first, like a lot of like, okay, hey, how are you doing? And like kind of stuff like that. Uranus usually brings this energy of unpredictability, where it's sort of just like, okay, like, are things gonna happen? What's gonna, like, it's almost like it's, Uranus makes somebody's emotions a little bit hard to read, but Uranus is also full of excitement and like, yeah, like an exciting new chapter. So anyway, you might be feeling that way with somebody if you've already met them, or again, you might just be on the verge of like randomly meeting somebody new, and that's very exciting. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. For those of you that maybe you're already in a relationship, this could just be like a really fun new chapter where all of a sudden your partner completely surprises you with like brand new news, which invites in a new chapter. So I just want to speak to those of you who may be already in a relationship, that this can indicate like your partner coming to you with brand new news, like, oh, I just got this job promotion, but it requires us moving across the country. Or it's like news such as like, oh, I'm going to surprise you with this new event, or I'm going to throw you a surprise party, or I'm going to like invite you to this really cool thing, or I just bought us tickets to go travel to like our favorite place, or to go to our favorite like concert or something like this. It's like a surprise that's coming in. So for those of you that are already in a relationship, there's going to be a surprise from your person. But let's see what else we get here for you. So we also have the ocean, or Mother Ocean. Mother Ocean is coming through. So within your love life, ooh, your mom might be connected to something that's happening here. Like maybe your mom's gonna provide like really good guidance for you, or your mom's gonna be by your side, like really cheering you on and hoping things go really well. There could also be this energy of you feeling nurtured and safe to begin opening up and going to new depths within your love life, because the ocean also talks about our depths, the depths of our emotions, the depths of our mind, things like that. So it's like really opening you up in new ways. I feel like you're gonna like the depth of this relationship. You're gonna enjoy the depth of like, oh, we just have deep talks all the time. And, you know, there's a really like safe kind of nurturing energy. We also have restful pause. So this one coming up is also making me feel like this is like a breath of fresh air for you, where you feel like you can kind of relax, but at the same time, okay, there's a paradox here that's coming through, because for one, I feel like this relationship's so exciting that it's just like you're up all night texting each other, talking, making plans. But then there's also this feeling of like being relaxed. It's like an underlying feeling of relaxation, of just like, oh, like this is exciting and I can just kind of relax into it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And I also feel like you're, during moments where you are like taking a bath or just being able to rest and relax, I feel like you're going to pause and think you're going to start to visualize like, what is my future like with this person? Or let's say the surprise happens and you're just like, oh, I get to like think about like, oh, this is exciting, and like, I can't believe that this is happening, and this is so cool, this is so exciting. It's like a surprise in your love life that you are going to be like really excited and looking forward to. So let's see what else we get. We also have move with ease. So yeah, I do feel like in this new relationship, it's sort of like you're actually going to feel really comfortable moving forward. you're going to feel really comfortable with that. It's going to feel exciting. It's almost going to put a pep in your step through your day. Like, the excitement that's happening in your love life is putting a pep in your step, where it's just like, I almost feel like skipping while I'm grabbing my coffee in the morning. And I almost feel like, singing loud in my car while I'm driving to work or something like this, because it's like putting a pep in your step. Like, that's what I'm sort of seeing with this. It's like the excitement of like, I just want to snap my fingers. I just want to, like, I'm even snapping my fingers right now because I'm feeling the excitement that you're going to feel through this, or that maybe you even are feeling a little bit of right now. And it's positive, it's uplifting, it kind of makes you want to sing, it makes you want to talk. And I feel like you're really going to want to tell people about it and just say like, oh, I just met this person, it's going like this, and like things are going really well, it's really exciting. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. Oh, this card's randomly turned over. 2 of Swords. Okay, so I'm almost getting the feeling like some of you may have been at a point where you're just like, I wasn't even looking for this. Or again, there's some kind of surprise. It's unexpected. You weren't foreseeing it. There was no foresight towards this. Okay, so for those of you that are single, maybe it's kind of like, I wasn't even really looking for love. I didn't even really expect to find it here. I didn't really like think that this was going to go anywhere, and all of a sudden it is. Or again, for those of you that are already in a relationship, this is like an unexpected surprise where you're just like, wow, I didn't see this coming. That's why she's blindfolded. It's like, I didn't see this coming. But it's going to call you to let down your guard. It's going to call you to open your heart in ways that maybe you haven't opened it before, or perhaps it's going to open you in ways where you're just like, oh, I was kind of closed off to that idea before, but now I'm open to it. Like, it's going to open you to things that you weren't perhaps open to before, or you just weren't prepared for, or looking for, or expecting. So it's going to open you up in new ways. It might even open you up in ways like with conversations where you're just like, wow, I've never really had these conversations with somebody before. Like, perhaps this is going to be like one of the first relationships where all of a sudden you guys are talking about like some serious things. And it's like, wait, we're getting all serious all of a sudden? I've never really done that with somebody before. So yeah, it's going to call in all types of those feelings, experiences, emotions. We also have 3 of Pentacles. This person is really down to be there for you and help you with things. And I almost am seeing like some kind of situation where this person is maybe going to come over and help you with something. Like, maybe, for example, you're just like, oh, I really want to hang up this really cool picture, but I don't know anything about hanging up pictures. And he's just going to be like, well, I know how to do it. I can come over there and help you. Or like something like that, something like that, where it's like, oh, I really want to change around my apartment furniture, and then your person's just like, oh, I can come help you with that. Or like, there's going to be some sort of like, this person wants to help you. This person wants to help you reach your goals. I feel like they're also going to be really motivating. Like, this person that you're going to be meeting, they're going to be motivating in some way, shape, or form, where they want to see you do your best. And they also make you a better person. They kind of call you to kind of like climb up the ladder a little bit, and they make you want to be better. This person makes you want to be better, where you care about the feedback from this person too. And you're just like, you know what? I actually do care. Like here, I'm working on this work project right now, but I'm curious about your opinion because I really like your perspective and I like your opinions, and I'm just curious what you think about it, type of thing. So this person's really going to be there for you, be there for giving opinions and kind of like really being communicative and things like that. Like, I think they offer good advice. I feel like talking to them is going to be really fun. So yeah, let's see what else we get here. Ooh, we also have Ace of Pentacles being in the reversed position. I feel like there was this underlying feeling of not expecting this and being like, I wasn't really looking for commitment. I wasn't really looking for any of these things. And all of a sudden it's going to make you rethink like, maybe I am ready for that, because like this randomly popped up into my life and now I'm kind of thinking like, maybe I do want that. Or again, if you have been looking for it, perhaps this is like you or the other person where it's kind of the feeling of like, I wasn't really looking for this, but now it's here and now I just want to open up to it and I want to see where this goes. Right? It's like, this isn't even a seed that I was thinking about planting, but all of a sudden it's just like, how could I not plant it since it's here? Right? And that's why I have this 3 of Pentacles. It's sort of just like, well, let's see where this goes. That's why they're like putting the pentacles up this ladder. It's like, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this takes us. And it's that kind of feeling. So let's go ahead and see our other cards that we get here for you. There's definitely like this underlying unexpected feeling that I keep getting through this reading, this unexplainable, unexpected, it's definitely like a surprise energy. So let's see what else we get here for you. We also have let your friends help you. Oh, that's interesting. So friends will definitely be here to help you. Even family members are going to be here on your side. There could also be friends that are trying to get you in a relationship, or friends that are just like, I want to see you like, you know, in a relationship, or I want to see things go to the next level. And so it's almost like maybe friends are here kind of like helping things move along, helping you get outside of your comfort zone. Ooh, yes. Because there might be one of you that's like stuck in a comfort zone, or is afraid to like voice your feelings, or to kind of like, you know, take the next step or things like that. It's almost like your friends are here that are just like encouraging you, like, hey, if you don't send that text, I'm gonna like, you know, really push you and keep reminding you of it, and keep asking you like, have you said it yet? Have you said what you really wanted to say? What did he say next? Like, you know, all these different things. We also have engagement coming through. Engagement doesn't always mean like, you know, an actual like proposal or things like that. However, it can mean that. So that's one of the layers that might be coming through, is like this could lead to something more. This type of relationship that's coming in, this relationship has the potential to lead to like an engagement or things like that. However, oh, I'm also getting multiple messages. For those of you that are already in a relationship, here we go. Your surprise is that somebody may be thinking about taking things to the next step with you. Okay. So engagement, because it's a general reading, engagement can mean things like asking you to go steady, saying I love you, asking to move in together. You know, it's some sort of next level, or it could be engagement, it could be getting married, it could be saying like, hey, let's start a family together. It's some sort of next level in your relationship, okay? Engagement can also mean that we're really engaged in conversation, we're really interested, the sparks are flying, things like this. But for those of you that are in a relationship that chose this group, for those of you that are in a relationship, remember I was talking about surprises? Do you remember I was talking about surprises, like a surprise thing that's being planned? There you go. There's a surprise thing that is being planned. Maybe you're even thinking about it. Maybe you're even like debating it, like, I just want to ask them this, or blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, whichever side of the spectrum that you are on. But there's somebody here that's thinking about taking things to the next level. Again, for those of you that are single, this is being very engaged with each other, and it could lead to something much more committed, right? Because engagement is like being really committed to talking, committed to the conversation, committed to each other, committed to going steady, moving in, saying I love you, getting actually engaged, having a proposal, things like this. So the next chapter of your love life, my group threes, there's definitely surprises coming in. There is a surprise that is being planned. Or again, if you're single, it's like a surprise such as somebody new coming into your life. So, wow, group threes, let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. Let's see what else we get here for you. We also have daydream coming through. So yeah, there's a lot going on in your mind and also in the other person's mind, where it's like daydreaming about, ooh, what could this lead to? What could happen here? Daydreaming about the future, daydreaming about this big surprise that somebody's planning for you, or daydreaming about like, ooh, what would our life be like together if we were married, or like things going to that level. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here for you. We also have differences. So there's different things where I feel like you're going to be talking about your differences of opinions, different things of this, and you're going to be allowing it to kind of see how the other person thinks, where things go. I don't see this being an issue at all, but I do see you both talking about like, oh, do I desire this or do I desire this? Kind of like seeing like, where do we have our differences and where do we have our similarities? And being able to really accept each other for our differences, because the different kind of energy that I get here for you is that there's like this energy to be committed regardless of if there's a few differences, because every relationship has differences, literally every single one. So you might be like having conversations about what are those differences and like, are we accepting of those? And I really do feel like, I mean, obviously with what we have here, both of you are pretty dang accepting of each other. And it's like, you know what? I actually really love you even for our differences. And then we also have gifts. Okay. If we needed one more confirmation that there is a surprise that is on its way, like an unexpected gift, unexpected surprise, this could also be somebody, like for example, for those of you who are single and you're about to meet this person, this could be somebody who really likes surprising you. This could be somebody who really likes treating you. This could be somebody who really likes like showing you how much they care through physical expression, through maybe taking you out for a fancy dinner or buying you something or coming along with a gift, or maybe if they go on a trip, they bring you something back because they're like, oh, this thing made me think of you. That type of thing. Like this person's like really into you. They want to show you, you know, all these things. And there's going to be like surprises that you keep unraveling about this person that really just keeps you interested. Like I feel like there's a lot of engagement with each other, a lot of being like really engaged, like, oh, what's going to happen next? What are they going to say next? Because I feel like almost everything gets you giddy. It's like a surprise. It puts a pep in your step and all of these things, which now it's sort of tying together for those of you that are also watching this, that are also in a relationship. There's going to be a pep in your step because there's a surprise coming. Something that's going to get you so excited that maybe you're going to call your mom about and be like, oh my God, it happened. I just got proposed to, or like I blah, 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 just asked me to move in with them. Or, you know, they said, I love you, or they asked me to go steady, all these things. Like there's going to be something where you're really excited to like call your family and tell your family about, and even tell your friends about, because friends and family were showing up in your reading too. Friends and family, like this is something that's exciting. This is something that you're excited to update them on. And yeah, I almost want to say update me on it, please. Cause like I'm excited for you. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, my group threes. What else do we have the next chapter of your love life? My group threes. I almost feel like all these cards want to come out. So let's go into it. We have reclaim. So you're going to feel like on top of the world. You're going to feel on top of the world, to say the least. We also have fate. Like this is something that's meant to happen. It almost feels like, okay, when you meet this person or when this surprise happens, it literally feels like it was meant to be. It literally feels like serendipitous, like, oh, it was just meant to be. We also have the strength card. So you're going to feel in your power. You're going to feel absolutely in your power with this relationship. And we also have ask body. You're going to feel, yeah, you're going to feel really in your power. There's like excitement in your body that's just palpable. Excitement in your energy that's just palpable. Where you're really stepping into your power. You're going to feel on top of the world, and it's just going to feel meant to be. So that is what we have here. My group number 3 is all about the next chapter of your love life. So again, for those of you that are single, there's somebody new popping in. They're exciting. You're going to be stoked about it. It's going to be unexpected. It's just going to be like, whoa, it's going to kind of lift you up off your feet. You know, it's the feeling of like being swept up off your feet. Like that's sort of the feeling that I'm getting here. And then for those of you that are in a relationship already, of course we know that there's a surprise in your relationship that is going to be coming in really, really soon. I'm hearing that this is going to be happening within the next 4 to 6 months. That's what I feel. So this next chapter, this new excitement and surprise is happening within the next 4 to 6 months, max 8 months, max 8 months. Spirit just wanted to throw that out there for some of you, max 8 months. But I'm really feeling like 4 to 6 months is like that's like the main window of time for most of you watching this. So anyway, that's what we have here, my group number 3s. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video, all about the next chapter of your love life. Thank you so much. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the next chapter of your love life. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, my group number 4 is starting off with your Astro Dice. Let's see what we get for you. So we have Jupiter in Cancer in the 12th house. So the 12th house deals with our subconscious mind, our fantasies, the things that we daydream about, the things that we wish could happen, all this. Jupiter brings good luck and good fortune and expansion. Ooh, Jupiter's just all in all, like, I love Jupiter. Jupiter is actually very connected to the 12th house, by the way, because the 12th house is connected to Pisces, which its traditional ruler is Jupiter. And So this is actually very connected. There's some kind of like fantasy that you are going to be expanding into, something that you're maybe daydreaming about that is slowly trickling down the manifestation channels of the universe. And then this being in the zodiac sign of Cancer over here, this is about commitment. This is about emotion and all these different things. So something that I'm feeling is like your intuition is actually guiding you to the creation and to the expansion of something that you visualize. It might be something that you currently do not believe exists, or that you're just hoping exists, like something that you're visualizing here, because the 12th house and Cancer and Jupiter, it's just making me feel like there's something that you are daydreaming about, something that you are fantasizing about. But again, there could be some sort of belief of like, is it really gonna happen for me? Is that ever gonna be created in my love life? There is going to be expansion here, to say the least. There is going to be expansion. My group 4s, there's going to be the expansion of your dreams, the expansion of your vision, and you're going to begin trickling down the proof that it exists and the realization of like, I can have what I desire. So let's go ahead and see some more cards that are going to come out for you here. We have 3 of Cups and we have 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups came out kind of reversed, but we're going to talk about why that is. So again, there could be something in your love life where you might really desire a certain outcome. You might really desire a certain type of romance, a certain type of love life. But again, perhaps there's something where we don't really see how it could happen, or we're wondering when it's going to happen. So for most of you that chose this group, I am getting a feeling like maybe you're single and you're wishing for a certain type of romance and you're wondering when or how it's going to happen. Or you might already be in a relationship, but you might have really big goals that you'd like to reach, or really big visions that you'd like to reach together. And you're maybe just wondering like, how is that going to happen? Like, how is it going to happen for us? How are we going to attain that? How are we going to achieve that? So those are the 2 different sides of it. But the 3 of Cups indicates like being surrounded by people that are maybe uplifting you toward this vision, or maybe really encouraging you, or meeting people that are just going to be like, you know what, why can't you have that? Or like, it's going to be some sort of motivating factor. I feel like there's motivation here. There's also something to celebrate. The 3 of Cups is also something to celebrate. And I feel like there's a lot of support coming in through friends. For those of you that may have just gone through a breakup, I oddly feel called to talk about that. I oddly feel called to talk about that. Group 4s. If there's some of you who just recently went through a breakup, your friends are so here to support you and to support the fact that you are going to find something so much better. And ooh, wow, I feel like Spirit just said, yep, that's what we want to talk about here. So, hello everyone. I'm sort of seeing a bigger picture of like maybe what you're going through, or the energies of what's kind of accumulating. Maybe you've experienced something in the past where you're just like, you got let down, or maybe you had high hopes for it and it didn't quite turn out the way you wanted it. And maybe you're wondering like, okay, is the next thing going to be what I want? Does that even exist? Is it going to happen? Or is my next relationship just going to turn out like all the rest? What's going to happen? You have people that are really here to support you and cheer you on. And there's a vision that you are desiring to manifest. And what I keep hearing from Spirit is it is trickling down the stream of coming into your life. It is being built. It is being created, and Spirit wants you to expand your mind, because this next chapter for you, first off, is Spirit is saying to celebrate yourself, to celebrate where you are. Even if you might be like, oh no, well, something didn't turn out. Spirit's saying, forget about what didn't turn out. Literally just like let it go, forget about it, because that's not all that is meant for you. That is not your story. That's not where your story ends. In fact, your story is literally just beginning. Okay, so the 12th house is actually the end of the houses in astrology. So I do feel like there might have been some sort of ending, or something where, again, maybe our past is sort of influencing maybe our thoughts about where we are right now, but there's a desire for more. There's a desire for something else. There's a desire for something bigger. And you're on the precipice of a brand new beginning. And this next chapter for you, Spirit is saying, enjoy it. And enjoy it all that you can, because I really feel like what's coming next is something significant, is something massive, is something real, is something great. And perhaps you're just entering the door of that. For some of you, you might just be entering the door of that new thing. But Spirit is really saying, close the chapter of your past. Don't project the past onto the future anymore, because Spirit really wants you to know it's like, that's not what's meant to be for you. The past is not what's meant to be. What's meant to be for you is the vision that you have that's calling you, that inspires you, that feels magical, that feels exciting. That is what is meant for you, because that is what feels good. And the things that feel good are your internal soul's GPS that tell you what you're meant to experience this lifetime and what your soul came here to experience. And trust me, if it did not exist for you to experience, your soul wouldn't have even come here with that desire, because your soul would have known, oh, well, that doesn't exist. I can't achieve that. So your soul only ever comes to this planet and incarnates on this planet with desires if your soul already knows that you have the means of achieving it and it already exists for you to experience and get there and achieve it. So that, for some reason, just really wanted to come through. But your friends are really here supporting you. Spirit is saying to celebrate this time, celebrate this window, celebrate the fact that the past didn't work out, because the fact that the past didn't work out means that the future that you desire is on its way, because you are literally meant for more. Because anytime something doesn't work out for us, it's because it wasn't in total alignment with what our soul wanted to experience here. It wasn't in total alignment. Otherwise, it would have worked out. So the thing that is actually coming for you is literally going to be so much better, because it's so much more in alignment with what you're desiring so deeply inside, right? It's so much more in alignment. The Knight of Wands that we have coming through. So this is what you're really meant for. You are meant for something that excites you. You are meant for total attraction, total physical chemistry. And the Knight of Wands is also something that's exciting, something that sparks you up. And it's also when someone is so excited in you that is also equally pursuing you and equally so excited, right? And so there's like this mutual attraction, mutual excitement. And the Knight of Wands is also adventurous. It's fun, it's spontaneous, it's exciting, it lights us up. And so the next chapter, I really feel like you are calling this in. You are becoming closer with this energy. So whether, again, all of you watching this, these all are general readings. So I do get the sense of like all the different timelines that are coming through. So for some of you, you may be on the precipice of just starting to date somebody new, and maybe you're hoping like, oh, I hope it's not like the past. It's not going to be. I can tell you that right now. And then some of you may be just getting out of a relationship and you may still be down on it, but Spirit is saying celebrate this time. Like Spirit's actually cheering for you, because Spirit can see what you're actually meant for and what's coming next. And Spirit's like, get excited, because it's almost like you're the main character of that story where, like, have you ever seen those love stories where like something doesn't work out and I'm almost seeing like Legally Blonde. Everyone knows the series of Legally Blonde. And you know how she was so set on that one guy and then it didn't work out and she was so down on it and she was like, oh no. And like all of her friends were like, oh, well, like, you know, it's fine. And she like tries to get him back, but then she realizes, wait a second, like he's actually not what I want. I want something so much better. And then she ends up getting like a way better guy. Anyway, for you, there's like a similar story timeline happening where it's like, there's something so much better. There's something literally so much better. And another timeline that I'm getting is some of you are just on the verge of like, you know, starting to really be happy and being like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I just want to be like single, or maybe I just want to enjoy this time. So there's 3 different timelines that I'm kind of getting that either of you will be on who tunes into this reading. And the 3 of Cups too is like, I'm really getting this energy where Spirit just keeps saying, celebrate the present moment, celebrate right now, dive into it, soak it in, because there is something to celebrate here. And it's celebrating you, celebrating freedom, celebrating the ability to be you, celebrating what's to come as well. And then we also have 2 of Swords being reversed. So being able to open your heart to love. And let's see what else we get here for you. Ooh, we also have the Death, so a major transformation and the ending of something. But every ending leads to a new beginning, and there's a special new beginning happening for you. 4 of Cups being reversed, there's a surprise coming in, and a new opportunity that's maybe unexpected. And it's going to completely turn your world around of like, oh my goodness, this is what was waiting for me all along. I really think you're going to be so pleasantly surprised at what is awaiting you around the next corner. And I'm really seeing like fantasy. I'm seeing positivity. I'm seeing like expansion. I'm seeing being swept off your feet in the most beautiful way. And like a romantic story where people kind of write movies about this type of story. Okay, so an ending, a transformation, a brand new beginning, something completely out of the blue coming in and being like, oh my God, and being so pleasantly surprised, being like, wait, this does exist? Let's see what else we get here for you. I feel like these ones want to come through. Keep an open mind and flirt. So keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, but all of a sudden when you meet them, it's just like, wait a second, what? You're going to be pleasantly surprised, because I think that you're going to be looking back saying, I could have never even wrote it better myself. You know what, when we think about writing our story and we kind of like plan out, like, maybe I want this, and maybe I want this, maybe I want this. You're gonna be looking back being like, I literally could not have even written a better life for myself, a better outcome, because it's going to surprise you and it's gonna be different than what you maybe planned initially for yourself, but it's going to be different in the best possible way. And we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So there's going to be a really nice light type of feeling in what's to come. And there's a light feeling of like a release, a letting go, and just being able to have fun, being able to celebrate, being able to have joy. And then when this new relationship arrives, it comes with a much lighter energy, a much more freeing energy. And that doesn't mean it's not deep, by the way. When I say lighter energy, I don't mean that it doesn't have the depth. It has depth, but it's lighter in the terms of like, it's not heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. There's depth, but it feels like a light, airy depth. It's deep, but it's not heavy. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. My group fours, I feel like there's a card that just flipped over. There was. Okay, if you are thinking right now, like, am I gonna regret this breakup or leaving this behind? The fact that this card was reversed when I pulled it out, there's going to be no regrets. There's going to be absolutely no regrets. You are going to feel so positive about the way that things have unfolded, the way that things have gone. You are going to be so happy with how things turned out and the path that your life is taking. You are going to be so pleased and so happy with that. And let's go ahead and see what else we have. We also have heartbreak. So yeah, Spirit really wants to talk about, like, those of you that chose this pile, I really feel like you're getting over a heartbreak. And it might be feeling like wishing that the past would have worked out. You're literally going to be so glad that it didn't. You are going to heal from this. You are going to rise, and you are going to be higher on life than ever before. Okay, and let's see what else we get. We also have the card of control. Spirit, I feel like, is coming with a message of letting go of control, like not trying to control the situation, letting it unfold as may be, because all the things that are meant to be will be. And you can never ruin something that is meant for you, because when something is meant for you, it's meant for all of who you are. Therefore, you could never make a mistake with it, because the things that are meant for you are literally meant for you and all of who you are. Therefore, you could literally never make a mistake to ruin it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be meant for you. Does that make sense? So Spirit is saying, let go of control. Let go, allow yourself to heal, allow the emotions to be processed, because what's to come is going to be so worth it and so much better, and you are literally not going to regret it. You are going to be very happy with the way things are going to unfold, which I know might not make sense in the moment. I've been here before in my life, so I have compassion for it. But because I've been here and because I've seen what's on the other side and what Spirit is saying is on the other side for you, I can tell you right now, you are going to look back and be so happy with the way things unfolded, even though you might not see it at the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We also have power. So this is actually going to be something that evokes your inner power and helps you see your power. This is going to be something that allows you to be so much more powerful and help you step into your power, which is actually going to be amazing, because this is going to be what helps you sustain a really healthy relationship, is because you're seeing your power. And it's going to make you so much more confident in, like, you know what? I don't want a relationship where I feel like I have to walk on like my tippy toes. I don't want to be in a relationship where I feel like I could accidentally ruin it. I'd rather be in a relationship where I can be in my full power, and they can be in their full power, right? The duality here. They can also be in their full power, and together we're just a powerhouse because we're built on such a strong foundation that it's like I can be powerful and not have to worry about ruining it because we're both just powerful, right? You know, sometimes we're in a relationship where we're just like, oh my God, I better not be myself because they're so wishy-washy that I might upset them and they're going to end up leaving me and it's not going to work out, or I better be like this, or I'll change myself in order to like keep the relationship. That's like, it's so hard to live like that, right? It's so hard to live like that. But when we're in a relationship, we're like, I can be in my power and I can voice myself. I can voice my opinions. I can voice my authenticity. I can voice my boundaries. And I know that they want this relationship as bad as I do. So we can voice our things to each other, but in a respectful, loving manner, but still be in our power, still allow ourselves to be ourselves, knowing that we're going to be heard, knowing that we're going to work on this together, knowing that we're going to be solid, right? Oh my God, it's like so much more liberating to be like that. And again, I'm not trying to portray a relationship where it's just like yelling or anything like that. That's not what I mean by like power. What I mean by stepping into your power is like being able to be yourself fully, authentically, being yourself fully and authentically, allowing yourself to use your full essence and shine your full essence, knowing that your person's going to totally accept you for who you are. In fact, they're going to fall head over heels for who you are. And you can still voice like, oh, hey, like I have this boundary, I have this boundary, I have this boundary. And they're going to be like, oh, hell yeah. I love that you do. That makes me even more attracted to you. The fact that you respect yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. That's where it's like, we reach our total power. And I feel like for you, that's what's really coming through. And then we also have the wildling here as well. And so the wildling is you being able to like let go of needing to be in control of yourself, needing to be like, oh, I need to walk on my tippy toes, or oh, I need to like please them this way. Oh, I need to please them that way. Oh, I need to make sure that I need to make sure I'm so perfect all the time. Like, I really feel like there's this release, this letting go, being able to really be free to be yourself. And like this person who's coming in is going to love you regardless. And it's just going to be like, oh my God, I'm like attracted to all of who you are. You know, and that's like the most liberating relationship. So that is what is coming your way, my love. My group number 4 is it's like you're really calling in this healthy relationship. You're really calling in something so amazing, and it's going to be beautiful and transformative. So I'm really excited for you, this next chapter of your life. So what I'm kind of seeing for you, because Spirit is actually giving me 2 chapters, especially for those of you that are on the timeline where you're just getting out of a relationship and that's just ending and falling away. I'm getting 2 timelines. Your next chapter, for those of you where that's currently your timeline, your next chapter is being with friends who are supporting you, healing you, going on fun trips with them, going on fun dates with your friends, and just enjoying life. That is your next chapter. However, after that chapter, there's the second chapter where your person is going to be showing up, and they're just going to be like, hello. It's like your knight in shining armor finally comes, and it's just like, oh my God. So there's 2 chapters that came through for you. Some of you who chose this group, you're maybe just getting open to that, or you're in the timeline right now where you are enjoying time with friends and maybe you're wondering, when is my person going to come? Your next chapter is your person coming, okay? And then for those of you where you've just started talking to this new person and you're like, oh, hey, your next chapter is this is going to the next level. And you're going to be realizing like this relationship is so different than anything I've ever experienced in the past. It's so different. I don't have to be in control. Like I can just be myself. I can just be wild and free and in my power. And it's flirtatious, it's fun, it's exciting, it's growing, it's like evolving, and you're just gonna be like, wow, this is what existed all along. I love this. So anyway, those are the different timelines that I'm getting. Each of these timelines are gonna happen on a slightly different space of time for each of you, because again, this is a general reading. So when I read into the energy, Spirit is saying that the timelines are very, for each of you listening to this, like things are gonna really start amplifying. This next chapter is like coming in. Spirit is saying it doesn't really want to give a timeline for this because it's slightly different for each of you, because again, we read those 3 different timelines and it's different for each of you that are watching this. But what I can say is your person is coming. They're on their way, and it's going to be so exciting and so different than what you've ever experienced in the past. It's going to be liberating. It's going to be beautiful. It is going to be otherworldly. It's going to give you a whole new definition of what love is. which is amazing. Like this is gonna be long-lasting good love. So that is what we have here coming through my group number 4s. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video all about the next chapter of your love life. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye.